constantly
These my
wants to
dogs.
fucking
These
play
my
his fetch.
dogs. I agree with Bloody 100%. Um, Thanks for joining us and our dogs up in here. There's some burpage. People are chilling. We just watched
Nice.
a movie for guys who likes movies. Uh, Fury Road, Mad Max style. Came out in 2015. Um, we we're just talking about it. We were waiting for people to join up, and we almost did the whole podcast without recording because we just like the movie so much. Um, I'm joined again with Mr. Bloody Panther.
From the
Was
opening scene to the final credits, no movie gets a free pass. I'm Blood Panther. Let's talk movies.
What?
The fuck?
You guys don't have your tagline prepared?
Jesus
What is
fucking hell.
What the
happening?
fuck?
That's it. I'm out.
Practicing that all day.
I hope you get me too.
I think
Dude,
you
that
guys
was
don't
so
have.
2020.
I think Blood Panther prepared one for you guys if you don't have one. We
Yeah,
got
who needs
We all
Woody.
one?
need catchphrase now.
We got Woody and his
My wife.
catchphrase.
Catchphrase.
Yep, we called it. We called that
Alright.
phrase. We got Dabney Dundee,
Hello.
Pure Gold Goose,
Witness me!
uh, and Fearless TK.
What up?
Actually,
Eh.
I did write one for TK, if you're okay with me saying it.
Too late, too late. The notes should have been sent out way earlier than
I
this,
want
buddy.
you to say it when I introduce Plow. We'll just remember it's for TK. And we got Plow with us, Mr. Plow.
Every legend
And he's
has a
muted.
voice. Every story has a critic. This is Plow. Let's roll the film.
Thanks, Bloody.
Witness us. I made these guys watch a movie I picked. This is our third season. The third movie was a banger. I picked this movie because it is constant, nonstop. Even the slow scenes have a purpose. You don't want to look away. And it's just 2 hours of, I don't know, just action packed stuff. Not to sound corny, but total nonstop goodness. Remind me of how Crank flowed. Crank is like a ridiculous, less serious movie um, that just goes, and it bleeds into its sequel, Crank 2, picks up right where it left off. But Fury Road, the Mad Max series, was three trilogies back in the 80s. I think, yeah, 80s. And they brought it back. This movie was actually in production since early 2000s, but 9/11 and stuff happened, and they
What
finally
kind of
got
stuff?
around to doing it now. Um, I just right off the bat, I'm pretty sure you guys enjoyed it, right? I mean, it's right up our demographic.
What what's that mean?
Yes, it was a good movie, and we all immensely enjoyed it.
We are
I
the
Don't speak
demo.
for
love
me,
this
sir.
movie. I love the shit
Good.
out of
I
this
like.
movie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a very good movie. I really want to kind of point back to what you were saying about even the dull point, even the non-action parts are important. And when I rewatched this movie this week, that was very impertinent when it came to the very opening scene. I had my phone open and he was talking about it, and I remembered, oh, all these things come up for him and the rest of it, and this was like that quick backstory of just like, and you don't really know what he's talking about, and it grows on that. So if you don't watch that very first scene where he's getting the initial chase scene, it tells you like you really need to rewind and watch it.
Because it links back
I'd,
to that constant trauma he revisits.
Exactly.
I'd forgotten that they had went back and did the the monologue, essentially, the world that was, and this is the things we lost, I thought that was a really neat opening choice there.
hmm Once again, we've had movies like this before, but really good world building and just a solid direction of what they wanted to see. I mean, a lot of good facts about this movie. I won't just shout them off, but we're already talking about how it was just end-to-end action. The whole movie's basically a chase scene, and they didn't have a
Hmm.
script. They all had a storyboard because they treated it like one big scene. Like that's something true that AI told me. So
I mean, it seems correct because there is minimal dialogue in this movie. I mean,
Yeah.
it is
I mean,
cut to the
yeah.
bone.
It's really good visual storytelling. Like it's textbook stuff. Like in a good
Agree.
way. Yeah.
Agree.
well,
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
It's
set in probably 30 years in the future. And we're fighting over water and fuel and milk, and it's all desert. It's almost like a future playbook if you're dooming
What
yourself right now.
industries to invest in?
Yeah, who knew? We got to invest in Aquacola and
And
Mother's Milk.
and Guzzling.
Titty milk and ammo.
And yeah, uh,
that's right. Start your own bullet farm.
man, a lot of. I'll get to it later when we talk about how he used
Say it.
milk and water as like weapons of deprivation. But um, we just get thrown into this dystopian hellscape of the desert. But everything's badass and everything likes to explode, and people play guitars on top of cars. And
I love that part.
The
oh
Doof
man,
Warriors
and yeah, the
was
music they
certainly one of the
matched up with
best
it too.
parts.
Yeah, but
I
yeah,
mean, for anyone who thought they had a good sound system in their car, has,
We're
has to
idiots.
bow down before having a dedicated vehicle and guitar player
and how many
and
spikes do you
drummers.
have welded to that car? By the way, not enough.
So tell us about the main character, Smurf.
Well, we don't really know his name for a while, but he seems to be a loner
Mad.
surviving and battling with internal battles. It
He
seems his
talks about being a
external
road
battles
warrior.
he handles like a cowboy, but he can't fight his demons inside. And Bloody alluded to it. He's kind of like a fighter, but he gets captured, um, and
There's
taken
very
into this
minimal
army cult.
reference to the previous films
Hmm.
in terms of continuity.
Of him like being captured and just brought back to like anything you have from like the original movies. Please bring them up because it's been a while since I've seen those.
No.
I
Well, I
don't think
mean,
I've ever seen him.
should I?
Wow,
No
Really?
shit. Are you
wow,
kidding me, blood?
dude,
I'm
you need
sorry.
your man card soon.
That's wild.
Yeah.
You do. No, those are great movies.
Do we want
Yeah.
a brief summary of the previous three films?
Well, before yes, that's cool, but before we do, it is loosely based off of them. It's not like a direct thing, but
It
it's
is
still
not.
like the same like universe, right? The
Well,
same.
the theory
So
is that this Max is actually the feral child from the second one.
that's a theory, but he's made it clear that's not the case.
Well, yeah, but he
What
has
does he
made it
know?
clear that Mad Max is kind of like a campfire story of hope. Like it's actually a lot of people who are actually just
Oh, okay,
tell stories about after the end.
like Goku.
Exactly.
Goku's real.
He's a legend. He um. So yeah, Dabney, what were we gonna say about the original three? Just
Yeah,
to
I'm
like
sorry.
kind of lay the
Well, I can just give a real quick summary if no one else wants to, because I've seen them all. The first one was a super duper low budget movie. It was just called Mad Max, and it tells of it was very low budget, so it really didn't do nearly the kind of. It doesn't really explain why they're in the situation, but they're out somewhere off in the the outback. Um, yeah, gasoline is a bit at a premium, and there are biker gangs, and he's an actual cop. There's still enough civilization that they have police officers, and ultimately, spoilers, his family is killed, and he takes revenge on the gang who killed his family. Little fun fact: the leader of that gang is played by the same actor who plays Immortan Joe.
Yeah,
Toe
the
Cutter.
main
Toe
antagonist in
Cutter.
this
Yep.
Fury Road.
Mhm.
He
Toe Cutter,
Oh
played
thank you.
shit.
Toe Cutter. Yeah, the leader of the
Yeah.
biker gang.
And then at the end, he goes off into the desert. And in the second film, now he has more money. The
Road
second
Warrior.
film is called well, it was called Mad Max 2 in Australia, but it was called Road Warrior in America because the first Mad Max hadn't been seen by that many people. Also, fun fact: the first Mad Max was overdubbed when it was released in the U.S. because they didn't want the they didn't like the accents.
They were
Um,
almost impossible to understand.
So
They're so thick apart.
in the starting with Road Warrior, we established the idea that this is post-nuclear war, and again, the biggest valuable thing is gasoline, and there's these tribal gangs. And in this case, he's a loner who ends up joining up with this little town that has their own refinery. Kind of reluctantly, because he just wants fuel, he kind of reluctantly joins forces with them and ends up helping them escape from the gang led by Humongous, and it's amazing. A great movie. If anyone who hasn't seen it should absolutely see it. And in
100%.
that one, still low budget, so their
Yeah, I like that
costumes
antagonist too. Humongous.
are very like hockey pads and shit like that.
It established the bondage gear as post-apocalyptic wear as a trope with that movie.
Exactly. And it introduces the feral child that Bloody mentioned, who's a character in it. Then
Woody.
we
That was
jump
Woody.
to the
Woody.
I'm sorry, Woody.
Yeah, but you're good.
And then we jump to the third movie, at which point again there's a little bit of repetition. He's wandering the desert again, and ends up in a town called Bartertown, which is run by
Master Blaster.
Tina Turner.
Tina Turner.
No,
As
Master Blaster runs Bartertown.
Say loud. Say loud.
Right. As, what's her name? Auntie what? I can't remember. Anyway, so right, and then he again ends up getting into trouble, has a fight in the Thunderdome, awesome stuff. Ends up in
Two man enter, one man leaves.
Right. Ends up in the desert, ends up teaming up with this bunch of children who are living in this little Edenic oasis, and then has to help them. They kind of repeat the whole thing. And then
Each
again
one,
ends up going
is
off
kind
in the desert by himself.
the first one is like as society is falling, and then the next one is like a few decades later, and then the next one's like a few decades after that, like towns are starting to prop up, and then you get
Right.
to this one, which is like people, adults, like have no memory of the world before at this point.
hmm
But
You
they're
know,
they're
like,
all these involve big car chases, lots of vehicular mayhem, great world building.
yeah.
And they all starred, of course, as Max, Mel Gibson, and he had talked about making another one for many, many years. Of course, Mel just got older and older. They still talked about having him do it, and Mel finally said, I don't want to do another one. Then they talked about doing an animated version, and eventually he got to the point where he got a interest in doing it as a film, in coming up with the story. And right, his idea was, what if it was just the vehicular mayhem and they skipped all the plot stuff that was less exciting.
They wanted
Interesting
Heath
side
Ledger.
note, that animated portion is what turned into Furiosa eventually, which is why it feels so like episodic while you're watching it.
Cool.
And this movie came from like them storyboarding and stuff, and it kind of
Yeah, he came up with
organically came.
backstories, and one of the backstories was to how did Furiosa come to. He wrote three
Yeah.
movies essentially. He wrote Furiosa, Mad Max Fury Road, and then he wrote a third Mad Max movie, all in coming up with this. And this is the one that they made. Then they did Furiosa. Then the third one may or may not ever get made. Who knows?
Well, Furiosa is more of a prequel. See this one.
It is a
It is.
prequel, exactly. He wanted to come up with the backstory for the character, so he ended up writing a full script for it.
Yeah, our buddy Plow watched that on purpose first, and then
Yeah.
Yeah.
watched Fury Road when he's like, "Oh shit, I watched something
So
else."
I mean, I think Furiosa is great, but whereas
I think
this
it's
is
better than this one, honestly.
really,
Wow, really?
Yeah.
I
it's a very different movie. It's
yeah.
yeah.
As
it's a
much as
big
I like
it's a
this
big
one, I should have seen Furiosa already. I just, take my
It
I just
time.
feel like
it
Furiosa is
ta-
big and lots of storylines, whereas this, as we said, is this relentless,
right.
nonstop, very tight narrative, which is what I like
Yeah,
about it.
The
Furiosa takes
chase.
place over
Yeah.
decades, whereas this one is a day and a half, you know.
Exactly.
Um, my favorite part, the most like watching it in the theater, well, back when it was released and I saw it in the theater, the most like awe-inspiring part was the fire tornado, which comes up halfway through. I know I'm jumping ahead,
Mhm.
but like that was just, I don't know. It was so visually stunning, and then like all the people, like it was written, and I like this about all of it is he is like he's not just coming up with bullshit out of whole cloth. Like he's writing what would happen, like what would become important, what would cause people to be powerful, how would they hold on to that power. Good. It's smart, dumb movie, if that makes sense.
Yeah, he had the politics and the fallout pretty
Yeah.
down.
I was gonna say I think it's just a smart movie. It's in that it's yeah, the world building is
Du-
really,
Dumb in the
the,
sense cargo fast go boom.
fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, and then you
Yeah.
see the world building too, even in the places that they don't show, like when they talk about like Bullet Town or the
Mhm.
Yeah.
or and then Gas Town and the Bullet Factory or whatever, and
Bullet
just
Yeah.
Farm.
the crews, yeah, and the Bullet
Bullet
Farm, and
Farm,
just the
that's it.
crews that
Yeah.
come from that.
Well, the video
Yeah.
game of Mad Max is so flipping good. It's an open world desert with those towns, and I don't know if it
Mhm.
has all the towns, but it's just you and your car, and you got to upgrade you and your car, and they have the road battles and they don't I don't think
It
they
does
have
the road
the pole
combat really
boys, whatever
well.
they call them, but
Was
they
it?
have.
It's
Is that on streaming by chance or no?
I think
I
it is.
Possibly.
It was at one
I know we
point. It
got it
was a
for free
free game
one
at one
month.
point.
I don't know about
Yeah.
streaming.
So, not to like interrupt or anything, but like, let's talk about the movie a little bit
Yeah,
more.
yeah, yeah. Because
Okay, so
I was
No,
just
thanks.
throwing out the quick fact about the video game, and that's a good point. What's up, Goose? Go ahead.
other thing I really noticed this time, just sinking into it, was the soundscape. They used music and the orchestral stuff to really emphasize. I feel like that was almost its own character in the sense of how well it moved the emotional core of the movie. You know what I mean? Like there was always some, like the pumping tom drums and the rock guitar whenever the horde is out, right? Versus the soundscapes like you were talking about, like the
Yes,
explosions. It was just really well produced, and I wanted to acknowledge that out the gate too, because not just the
like when the
cinematography.
war started. They're like, "We're going to war," and then they were that crane was pulling that guy up with the drums.
Yeah, but going back to, so we talked about Max, we talked about his chase scene, and then they capture him, and you spend the next 20-30 minutes basically meeting Immortan Joe and all his crazy goons and the wild situation that has. What is it? Turns on the water for his people just a little bit, and then turns it off pretty quick, and
That was
don't
Right.
become
funny.
addicted to water. It's or for you'll become resentful of its loss. It's like
Yeah,
that's
you
that's
will
a pretty
resent
hard fucking line right there.
when it's not here. Yeah, don't. It was a
Hmm.
lot of North Korean vibes.
Well,
Um,
at first, like, just like at the cursory look at it, you're like, "Oh, he's being really nice to his people," and then you're like, and then he makes his speech about it, and you're like, "What a fucking cunt."
I mean, it's a power play for sure.
I don't know.
It
To me, it was
is.
all the dirty people crawling out of hovels to go beg for water during this guy's speech that really sold it for me, even before all that other stuff. You know what I mean? Like I realized flat out, oh, this guy's horrible.
Right.
I mean, just his look alone was horrible.
I mean, he's a big bad dude, but he can't leave without his special underwear and his breathe bag.
Right. Well, we establish at this point, of course, that there's lots of that most people are very unhealthy. that there's radiation sickness, mutations,
Yep.
At first,
short
I was like, why is
lifespans.
everybody doing a white face? And then I realized, oh, wait, this is American History X, and they're all just being skinheads.
Witness hate.
Well, I think the
Well, I mean, and there
skinheads
is
was
that.
I
as
don't
much
think
a
they're
control
being,
ice as anything
yeah,
else.
and they
That
were getting high off of spray paint.
yeah, that
So
was like war ash or something because later on after Days in the Desert, they were all like normal flesh colored. Um,
Yeah, the makeup
but
kept rubbing off.
so we have our protagonist who was captured, brought back to the main base. That's how we're thrown in. And our well, his name's Max. He doesn't say it, but Max
Do you
is
think
held
he's
upside
mad?
It's in
down
the
and he's
title.
now a blood bag. That's his name right now. So Mr. Bloodbag is hooked up to a warrior that almost died because he needed blood, and I guess universal donor. He's like, oh, what is it, O negative or something?
Right.
So
Hey, which
Max
I
is
am.
being
I'm O
used as a
negative.
big blood transfusion.
Oh,
You'd
What's
make
up?
a great blood bag.
I
What's
would
up,
make a
bloody
good
blood
blood.
bag?
I'm bloody
The bloody
bloody
bag.
bag.
Um, so he kind of, while he's upside down, shackled, can't speak, he's just listening, and he kind of gets to know kind of what's going on. And then, as Goose said, Ed Morton Joe comes out and gathers the people, rallies them, shows them a waterfall of water, and takes it away just as fast. Which I thought was funny because, water is like the life's blood. You need it to survive. It's really rare. I'm just going to give it to people with a really big waterfall, and I'm going to crash it onto dry rocks. That's going to be efficient. And what is it? They drink milk from like slave mothers that just are constantly being milked. But pretty dystopian. And they all rally to go on a supply mission, right? They all get
Hmm.
Do you have to
get
get some
together.
gasoline?
Hmm.
Get some more gasoline.
Exchange mother's milk for gasoline and bullets.
Gasoline and
There you
bullets.
go. Um, then we see a little bit of this shaved head female who ends up being Furiosa, and she drives the big rig of the supposed mother's milk for the trade. Um, and it's a lot of going from point A to point B after this because it's all on the road. There's alliances, people working together, and then people going against each other. But I think the next plot point is Furiosa on the way to the deal veers west and breaks off. No one knows why, but turns out she has captured Immortan Joe's uh, breedable slaves because he wants to just make a war or like um, an army of his own offspring. So he has these women who he just keeps and uses like things. They are his treasures. They're not
His favorites.
humans. His favorites, blah blah blah. And they
Right.
said, "Fuck that." And Furiosa is storing them in a tanker that we thought was Mother's Milk, which um, she wants to take him to the green place. It's uh, not to jump around, but the Immortan Joe's army is always trying to seek Valhalla and die on the battlefield. Valhalla is a great place. Furiosa has her own Valhalla. It's called the Green Place, and it's supposed to sustain life and have green stuff and not a desert. And that's
It's
where
the
they're
Oh,
place
a
that she
going.
was
place
born.
she's actually been, yeah.
That's
Hmm.
where
yeah, that's where
she.
she's
that's where she
from.
was
Where
born.
she
Yeah.
initially grew up.
Yeah, which I know because I watched Furiosa
Oh, you did?
Yep.
When'd you watch that?
right before this
Oh,
one.
no kidding.
Right before my oh
Yeah.
shit moment.
And boy, you don't want to ever hurt the bad guy's girlfriend by accidentally dinging her with a bullet.
Yep.
Yeah.
He was his favorite.
Yep.
The favorite, yeah, out of the because she was the pregnant one.
Right.
That's
One's
why it was her favorite.
pregnant,
He
but
was
they're
also
all
kind of like
healthy breeding stock, and his other children are all deformed in one way or another.
That
Yeah.
is a sentence I never would
Except
think I would ever say
except for
hear about
Rictus
women.
erectus.
Immortan
That's the
Joe
giant.
has no problem.
Yeah, right. No, Joe's giant son, the one that's really really dumb but also really strong. Uh, he's Rictus erectus was his only like not deformed in some way son, from what I can tell.
He's still got something not right. He's still not the boy ain't right.
That boy ain't
You
right.
talking
Yeah,
the
As
there
we
you
big
go.
say
one, the
in the
big muscle
South.
guy?
That's right. And what is it, by the way, just to briefly go back to the video game, is the bad guy is one of his other children, right? He's a
Yeah, it's
son
related.
who's
Yeah.
Mhm.
he's another son who's not in the movie.
And they keep it really tight, like as far as the
Okay.
lore and like the religion that you see. There's no platinum spray paint in the mouth though. There's no witness me, but you see raiders and
Witness
like
me.
scalpers.
So he realizes that they've left, and he assembles a war party to recover them.
Yeah, Morton
Right?
Joe wants to get back his wives. Um,
And here's where we zoom back to Nux and Max.
Nux,
Yeah, exactly.
his war boys.
yeah, the war boys
Our
that
Nicholas
blood
have
bag.
Holt. This
Max
is
as
the
the
first
blood
time I
bag.
Yeah, this was the first time I saw him as an actor, and so like seeing him in other roles afterwards, most
Yeah.
recently Lex Luthor and Superman,
Yeah,
but also Peter the Great in, or not
Yep.
Peter the Great, but the husband of Catherine the Great in The Great as a show, in a few places like that. So this was neat to see him
Mr.
in his
the Great.
younger kind of guys there.
He was a child actor, though. If you really want to go back, you should see About a Boy.
bad boy.
Should
About
I?
the boy.
The Hugh Grant movie.
Mm.
Oh, that was him.
It's actually very good. That's him. Yeah, that was
Oh
him
wow,
as a wee lad.
That's a wee one.
So we hook up Max to Pretty Boy Nux and put him on the front of his own car,
Takes his
and
blood
they
bag to
join the war
go.
band.
Hey, like a
Exactly.
like a hood ornament.
Right.
Yeah, because I think they had said he was basically dying at that point, like he didn't have a whole lot of time
Right.
left.
He is right. They're all radiation sick, so right. He was buying time by getting a transfusion.
Yeah, he named his tumors Barry and Larry or something like Larry and
Yep.
Barry.
Yep, Larry and Barry.
Yep.
So the war boys, they're all about serving Immortan Joe, the one that touched the sun and all this fucking North Korean
Oh yeah, it's just
grandstanding of their
personality
leader.
worship. It's called personality, buddy.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
and uh, they went down the battlefield. There's a lot of parallels. I would describe this as a a community and religion that borrows from machinery, mechanics, um, and Vikings. They went down the battlefield, so they go to Valhalla, and everything they do is inspired by machinery. When they do their handshake with the V, that's supposed to be like the V8 engine kind of
Right.
thing, and they instead of swords or like guns that are theirs, they have their steering wheels that they always carry, no matter what car you're driving. You just attach your own custom steering wheel. I thought it was nice where
That was pretty cool.
he got so amped on battle, he like charged. This is actually leading into the next scene when they find they catch up to the caravan of Furiosa, and the war boys want to charge them, and he does his drug and he amps up the car, and he takes the steering wheel off of the car and just guns it straight in the desert and raises the steering wheel up in the air. Like that was cool. Like that was pretty thought out. Like it gave the impression that that's like something they do as ritual in the battlefield, like holding their swords up and
Mhm.
just going aimlessly into battle. So yeah, pretty good lore. Like good. I want to join this cult, guys. Is that okay?
Like pagan machinery cult.
Yeah.
But yeah, they catch up, and Man, I just wish we could mention all the great action scenes, all the cool things we see, like guitars and metal drums leading them into battle and things exploding. They utilize a lot of uh, spikes, the spheres that just blow up on like instant. A lot of the
Yep.
spheres had like Mercedes Benz tips like decorated on the front. Like that's something I read, and it's they really draw from like the the companies or like symbols of you know why they're right and like I don't know like
Yeah, I think there was like some worshipfulness in how the mechanic at the beginning was talking about like the vehicles or whatever. Like there was like you were saying some kind of religious overtone to it the whole time. And I know they
mm,
definitely expanded on that in Furiosa, but again, well thought out. So much happening in the background that was crafted in a way to tell you the story without having to lean into it and talk about it and deal with it, right?
mm. And I guess they had time to write it because they wanted to do it in 2003 with Heath Ledger.
Was the
Yeah,
boss like
Wow.
what is his name? Incontinent Joe or whatever his name is?
and Cotton and
Was he
Morton,
Incontinent
Hi,
Joe?
Joe.
and
Immortan
Close
Cotton and
enough.
Joe.
Joe.
I don't
Was
want to
he
meet that
actually
guy.
Where
was
did
he
he come
actually
from?
everybody's father?
Where
Because they all
did he
called him
go?
dad, or was that part of feeding into the religion aspect of it too?
It was
I
the
think a
religious thing.
mix.
Or like the
Well,
cult?
Yeah,
no, I
Yeah.
mean
he's probably bred a
Because
lot,
several
but
of
well,
the
there was
characters were his children
yeah,
Yeah,
the
dear
the ones up
leader.
in the
Yeah.
tower though.
in the
Yeah,
tower.
that's
Yes,
especially the deformed dudes.
right.
Where's that redhead chick also get her uh, hair done at?
yeah, it's natural. Actually, she's
Some
just
people are just gifted with it.
it's an old wrestling trick. She just barely cuts her scalp and she just
S-
constantly bleeds into her hair.
Spicy chili hair.
For sure.
So they the was the bullet farmers and the gas people are also drug into this,
Right.
which is
Yeah,
kind
the
of the
different
next big
clans of
scene here.
raiders, all that
So
are.
He calls in all his
the gas
favors.
guy the gas guy was wild with that suit with the nipples cut out and the
That
nipple
he
clamps on.
pulls on
His
all the time.
giant gouty legs and stuff. Yep.
Yeah, he's like the accountant.
Notice they did have him touch his nipples numerous times through the movie too, kind of in the background.
Well, it was funny to see like, he was just super concerned about like the damages.
Right.
About when he was reading the supply list of like what they had.
Right.
Yeah, well, they were just doing inventory of like where they at. But he was
Well, he
supposedly
did.
ate people, right? They called him the people eater. So fuck that guy.
Oh, that wouldn't surprise me.
Oh man, so it was chase, 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 epic battle, and then the caravan of brides and women are just kind of out ahead, and they got a chance to kind of cool off. But then Mad Max comes up with the war boy is still attached to him, and he's no longer the blood bag. He's the one with the gun calling the shots, and he kind of orders them at gunpoint. There's no trust anywhere, which is understandable. But they help cut loose the chain and take off
Lots
his
of
mask.
grunting.
Hmm.
How could we forget though? How could we forget the giant fucking tornado scene where they were
Oh,
before, which is
the big haboob when they go
yeah,
in, and it's like,
which is how Max got free. Basically, was that they went flying through this disaster zone of a
yeah,
weather
thank you.
condition.
I forgot it. I didn't
Side
forget,
note,
but yeah.
weird personal story about that. I lived through a major flood tornado event while I was camping that year this came out, and the next day I was like, you know what? I want to go see a movie. I want to go see Mad Max. Took my ex. She passed out in the middle of the movie because she was like overwhelmed by the visuals and all that stuff, and we had just had a really rough
We just
friggin' day
did
the day
that.
before. And so yeah, no. So when the tornado scene was happening, I looked over at her because I was kind of worried, like, hey, how's she gonna handle this? And she was out. She was just like done with the whole thing.
Yeah, I'm just gonna sleep. It'll all be over.
Full shutdown mode.
It
Yep,
was a
full
crazy
shutdown mode.
scene, and so
It was so good though.
the war dog that Max is attached to give him blood, he just is so fixated on killing himself, like kamikaze on the battlefield, and he fills his car up with gasoline, right, and kerosene and all the flammable stuff, and
Because he's
Max
gonna
is
go
like
to
freaking
Valhalla,
out,
dude.
like, "Don't take me with you," and he stops him.
Right.
So that's how
He
he's
wants to
able to
impress
drag
Immortan
the
Joe.
war boy. He's all passed out from the
Yeah.
wreck. What's up?
Yep.
No,
What'd you
we're just
say?
saying that like he just all he wants to do is impress Incontinent Joe.
Right. He just wants him to see him do something epic.
Yeah.
Right.
He looked at me. He looked at me. I am
Witness me.
welcomed. I am
I
chosen.
live, I die, I live
Yeah.
again.
Yeah. I will live again on the battlefield after I die on the battlefield. Ah, crazy. It doesn't take too long for the girls to trust Max. They see how he goes against the War Boys and Immortan Incontinent Joe.
Well, and they realize that they have shared purpose, right? Because he's getting chased as well. At that
Yeah.
point,
Right.
he's a blood bag with the girls. He's going to be killed. Like, there's no doubt
Yeah,
about
they really
that.
don't have a lot of choice but to sort of trust each other. I mean,
Mhm.
he tries to abandon them,
Yeah.
but
And then the
but
special
Furiosa
sequence
has
of
rigged,
buttons
right.
and levers,
He had the
on the
failsafe on
rig.
her truck. What was it? She finally tells him it's like 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, green,
It's
blue,
6
go.
switches and 2 buttons or 3 buttons. It's
Yeah.
like 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, red, green, or green, red, start.
Yeah, if she told me that, I would be like, Max is like, all right, I got it. I would have been like, all right, could you start over slowly?
So
Like,
he would get extra lives in Super Mario Brothers.
yeah.
Right. It's the
I know the
country
Konami
code.
code. What does that do? Does that also
Konami code. Up, down, down, left, right. Yeah. So one of the other things I wanted to point out at this point, because by now too we've had a couple of different like filter changes because they use some really
yeah.
saturated, really intense colors for this movie. At one point, like to emphasize how orange the sand was, the sky was just like algae green. It was reflection pool green. It was crazy.
Yeah, good juxtaposition to bring it
So a
out.
lot of that was done, I know, in the grading,
Yeah, color
the
correcting.
Yeah.
the color correction of this film.
It had to be because there was that scene where it was all blue, and I'm like,
He
that's not real. Like that's super
no,
like color
What was
correction.
up with those
he
people on the stilts? I love that they had those peoples on the stilts
that
in the
was
swamp
amazing.
area.
Yeah,
Sorry,
what was
Yeah,
that all
never
about?
the pole
explained it.
boys or something.
They were just fucking weird.
They
Yeah,
were
I
just
don't know.
they had adjusted to their environment.
Yeah,
Well,
and
the
they would have
The
nooses.
films are all of the films are full of just these different peoples who are adjusted to their environment, and that's just
Yeah.
kind of
yeah.
one
And
of these underlying themes of the works.
side note, they were in the swamp area where the crows were, which is what gets mentioned later as being the former,
Right, the green
green
place.
place, which has
It
now
is-
just been poisoned by the salt and by the
Yeah,
land.
right.
those
So
pole
in
people.
actuality, those were probably related to that somehow, but obviously it never gets explained.
I don't know, Plow. Does it explain in Furious? No.
It does not.
So the pole, they call them pole boys or pole soldiers or something. I mean, yeah, they're on high ass stilts, and
So it
they
keeps them
come,
out of the acidic. It keeps them out of all the water.
and then they come down on you. But those are the guys that also had the nooses, right? Where they would come above your car and like they'll
No,
bounce down.
that's you're talking
Those were
about the
the
polecats,
yeah.
Polecats. Okay, my bad.
which are they're unrelated to
They were the guys that were in the mountain, like the
stilt
mountain
guys.
pass control people, like the ones with the choke poles and stuff.
Mm,
They were the
okay.
guys in the motorcycles.
Yeah,
that
they're part of
Furiosa had made a deal
Immortan
with.
Joe's crowd is the
So
polecats.
about the poll guys, did we talk about the director's choice on all of that?
It was Olympic
Mm.
people, right? They were Olympians.
Well, but
I think there
all
was
the props, all the props on that, the director wanted to use. He did not want a piece of equipment that was being used in a way like he did not want to use any CGI. He wanted to be a functional piece of equipment. So
right.
everything you see is not CGI at all.
For sure.
So there's just to amend that slightly. There's a shit ton of compositing. So
Oh,
everything
yeah.
you see was
Superimposing, yeah.
photographed, but they composite it like so. for example, the number of vehicles weren't always all on screen,
True,
actually
true.
on set at the
But
same
like the
time.
pole people, they
Oh
actually
yeah, no,
built
that they
those.
really had to build the
None of that
polecat
was
things. Yeah,
CGI.
yeah, it's amazing. It's
Yeah.
crazy. It was one of the
They had like
craziest stunts.
150 custom made steampunk metal vehicles, and I think
Yeah,
only like 60 or something survived.
And
But
most of them were able to were all like they're like all of them were operable too. Like that was a cool thing.
yeah,
yep.
no CGI on that, man. They went all out, and
Which he's done for all the movies is they've made real vehicles. But yeah, this one they certainly outdid themselves.
If you
But
think
yeah, that
about it
was
though,
apparently a really complex stunt. Was the polecat to get that to actually work.
how
I love it though. It's one of my
impractical
favorite parts of the movie.
were all those vehicles? You
How
know,
what?
yeah,
how
impractical, of
impractical.
course.
I'm gonna drive around a monster truck. That's gonna get great fuel mileage in this
Yeah,
Yeah, but I think it was because of the
scarce
tires, maybe for
environment.
the.
that was the Morton Joe's, and he gets all the gas. He calls that the Giga Hog, and you have to respect the Giga Hog when it's thirsty.
Uh-huh. No, it's just like come on.
Yeah. Well, what creeped me out was the little Doom bug, like, or whatever it was, covered in spikes, like 200 spikes. I'm like, I wouldn't want to drive that. Like, I'll be listening to music, put my hand on my hood, and fucking die. But good, good set design and fucking welders, man. Here's to the
Oh yeah.
welders. Hmm. So we're coming into like the deal, right? Furiosa.
Yes,
Um,
the deal. That's a great scene.
yeah, like the real deal that Morton Joe wasn't aware of was she was gonna give him um some kind of item like contraband so that they'll allow them to pass, right? Um, they promise something like water or milk. What did they promise them? Or guns, but
The fuel, the ten
She had
fuel.
thousand
the
gallons of
extra
fuel.
pod of yeah, she had an extra pod of fuel that she was supposed to
Okay,
trade for
passage.
getting
And
through
Which
there.
immediately gets ejected during the chase scene from these motherfuckers and blown up. So nobody gets the fuel. Fuck all of you.
yeah,
Right.
and she double crosses them, and they speed through. They try to blow up the passage, and it's a huge, all like another huge chase scene, crazy action. But she ends up getting away. Um, man, I hate that we're glazing over everything that happens in the
Well,
action scenes, but it's like
Well,
you have to
it's
see this
difficult
movie.
to describe them all.
Yeah,
They're
you have to
all
see it like to know what's
batshit
going on,
crazy.
man.
This car flipped, and then this motorcycle went
Yeah.
underneath the
And he
wheel,
stuck
and
his
this
hand
guy
out the
got
window
thrown
and
from
shot at the perfect time. Oh my god!
It'd be
right.
like Chris Farley. You remember that time when the guy was riding with
Exactly.
the guitar? That
That
was
was
awesome.
great.
That was awesome.
They get through though. They
They do.
they have to stake out some nights. They get stuck in mud, and meanwhile, the Morton
so
Joe's like,
TK, as a firefighter of the group, how would
Yes.
you get out of mud when you get stuck into it?
Why is that a firefighter thing?
Yeah, well, I mean, if they were
You,
stuck in fire, I'd expect
Okay,
TK to have an answer.
if your
But
somebody's cat was stuck in mud,
how many times do you see cats stuck in mud? You don't. That's why, right, TK?
here's a life tip. I mean, a pro tip though. If you do get stuck in mud and you can't get out, try to put your car's floor mats underneath your wheels for traction. Sometimes it
Yep.
helps you get out. And of course, it's going to fuck up your floor mats, but you have your car back.
What if I have weather techs?
Yeah, maybe, but I wouldn't. Those are expensive, man. I have.
they don't have that in Apocalypse.
They use that
I would
for
think they'd last
the
for a
Morton
No,
long
Joe
time.
special
it's
underwear.
retcon. They're not in the Apocalypse.
And all the weather tech.
It doesn't survive Apocalypse.
What's the other one? It's like
No,
hog.
but seriously, but TK, you get stuck in the mud. Like, what's the? I know you've
I
trained on
usually,
something like that.
no, we haven't, but it would usually just be the same thing as if you got stuck in the snow. I'd probably use kitty litter or roadside to
Oh,
get out.
Ah, cool.
Great
Hey,
traction. Yeah. Or you
he's
can
got
put
a
like,
way.
what people will do sometimes is they'll put, instead of using your floor mat, they'll just keep like a strip of scrap carpet in their trunk.
Now, what if I
And
get
some
stuck
people,
in like a pile of pancakes
shit.
and butter?
that's not good. Some people keep like a 2x4 in their car, 2x6,
Oh,
Ooh, that's what I should do. Put it in my truck.
like a cut, like a 3 foot section or something. Just chuck it in the back, just
No,
in
I'm
case.
gonna do a 6 foot section because I'm not a
Okay.
fucking puss.
All right. Well, you do you, boo.
Hey, look at you, super manly.
man, they didn't have any wood in this movie. There was a tree, and it was just called that thing over there. I liked how backing up some, like I love that scene. Like the cinematography is just amazing in all these scenes. But when it was a crazy exploding gunfire on the highway, the dirt highway, and then it just has that pan of like the elegant pregnant woman crawling between cabs and like with the sun behind her, and it's like holy shit, like that was when you first realized like what kind of cargo they're actually carrying.
Some real Holy Mother vibes there.
Yeah, that one that got shot in the leg by an accident. She was like their spiritual leader, right? Or she had a unique name. It was like I don't even know.
Jamiroquai or something like that.
Nah, it
Aberdeen
was
or
like
something.
Sounds racist when you say it.
I want to look it up actually because it was a unique name. So, man, so we were in that one chase scene, right? No, they get into different terrain, and we see them trying to get out of the mud, and then it cuts to and Morton Joe, and he's stuck in mud too, so you know that he's not far behind, and the chase is on. But they finally lose them. Like it's like another battle, but um, the War Boy kind of gets left behind, and he's back with Morton Joe, and Max is ahead with the girls now, and they're kind of just staying up all night, taking shifts and driving.
To go back to the mud scene, I just like I have flashbacks of the never-ending story with the
Atreyu.
Don't betray you.
No, Atreyu. That was the name of the thing from, or the one from Neverending Story.
Hmm.
What's the name of the horse, though?
It's Atreyu, isn't it?
No, Trey's
Artrax.
the kid.
Oh,
There's Falcor's
That's what no,
the
he yells out in the
dog.
window,
It's
Atreyu.
Artrax. No,
Yes.
Atreyu's the kid.
He
Yeah,
yells
Atreyu's
he's
his
the
like,
mom's
kid.
name out the
The
you
window.
gotta
dog
yell
is
out.
yelling
Atreyu.
Atreyu when they're Atreyu. The dog
Yeah, yeah.
dragon.
No, the horse is like
Falcor.
Arthax or Artrax or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Anthrax or
Artax.
something like that.
So that the
The horse who gets stuck
spiritual
in the
leader of
mud.
the group, the pregnant one, her name is the Splendid Angarod. I don't know what
Just
Angarod
like
means.
the horse from the Neverending Story, she also dies.
I'm sad now. Like this movie's supposed to like pump your
Spoiler.
testosterone, and we're not supposed to cry tonight, guys.
These boys don't cry.
Right.
Boys don't
And
do
this is a
that.
movie for big boys.
ooh, Artax.
Yeah, Artax. Thanks, Buster.
Yeah, Buster. I think Louis taking a dump, and Buster's typing for him. um, man, I think we're getting to the part where like they meet back up with them, like they kind of sneak attack them or like surprise them, and Morton Joe and his army are closing in, and they kind of get one on one with him, right? And that's when the World War is like, I know how to get in. I know how to get in there, and And Morton Joe's like, "What's your name, boy? I will walk you to the gates of Ohio, Ohio, Valhalla myself." And he like pumps him up, and
Whoa.
he gives him a gun, and the war boy is like all pumped up. He gets sprayed with the drug in his mouth, um, by his own leader, and it's like an epic moment. He's like, I got this, and he jumps on the moving tanker, and then he gets caught on the chain, and he trips, and the gun flies, and he almost dies. And and Morton Joe's like, what does he say? He says, mediocre, and just like speeds off. Like he's like such a judgmental like father too. Like,
So embarrassing.
yeah. That was a really funny scene. Like it happened great too with some that was like some funny comedic timing. Well, this is a big part where um, Max is driving and the splendid Agarad or whatever the pregnant spiritual leader of the women. She's hanging out the side and she's fierce and she's helping, but then she gets thrown back and she gets caught underneath Morton Joe's Gigahog and the wheels just mangle her. It's a really wild scene that both parties are upset with. And Morton Joe is devastated because that was his favorite object, you know. But then on the other side, they lost a friend and a really thoughtful person who was pregnant. And the only person to kind of keep their cool was Max. He just kept going. He was in the fog of war. He's like, we're not turning around. Just, you know, suicide. He just kept driving. I really forgot about this scene. Um, it's a crazy scene, but watching it again, I was like, oh shit! Like she actually does die. They actually do lose somebody in this trip, and then they showed her actually mangled. Um, yeah, so that was I think a pivotal moment in all the bang bang explosions. Did you guys cry too?
So much crying.
So much.
I don't like to talk about
um,
I just
So
stopped
sad,
crying
did
like
cry.
a week ago.
our boy Morton Joe was only upset because he wanted like a son. You know, that's my son in there.
Right. And he had one that just didn't survive.
Yeah, it was
Well, it
perfect,
didn't
And he was
survive
so
perfect in
the
every
nonchalant about
aliens,
way.
it
but
too. He's like,
sure.
he was so perfect.
I
Yeah,
mean, they
He
do
would
it
have been
right.
perfect.
Right. They have a very gross, little
Awkward
They had a
family.
emergency
brother,
C-section.
and
I
he
think that
was
just means there were
perfect.
no lesions on the baby. Like
The flesh mechanic or whatever his name was.
flesh mechanic.
It's
Yep.
something like that.
Yeah,
It's wild, dude. Some of the names of those characters actually.
makes
Yep.
sense in their like um Nordic Viking language. Like Vikings are like, the dog is named dog. This I don't know, pretty blunt naming. I'm a flesh mechanic. Oh, I understand what that means. Well, the action continues, and I don't know what point do you guys want to get up to because it's gonna come down to the last stand. They I guess when they get to Furiosa's
The
people,
mothers.
yeah,
The Volvila, I think, is what their names are collectively.
and they're just the people from her old
it.
home. What's up, Woody?
That's me.
Place of many mothers.
No, when they come up on the girl in a cage up high, and Max
Yeah,
is
it was
like,
like a
"Hey,
trap, like
that's
help,
me."
help, help,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
yeah,
that's
fucking
me.
our boy Max is like, that's a trap, and but then Furiosa
Trap.
introduced herself like, I was raised by the nature mother, Anna Cassiana, or whatever. My 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 true mother is. And she says her name, and I looked it up, and it's actually a part of the. It's like something Bassa or Nabasa, but it's a part of the Furiosa series. They actually show more of her mom and her story. I
Well, I
thought it
mean,
was,
yeah, what happens to her mom is a key setup for Furiosa.
she died on the third day, I guess, right? How long has it
Hmm.
been since you've seen this, Furiosa? 700 days from the ones I do remember. Where's your mother? She died on the third. But the nuances in this movie, man, when they hear that their friend and family member died even after how long is 7,000 days? That's some
20
numbers
20
there.
years.
years.
Yeah, even after that time, they kind of like do their whole motion to like mourn, and then
Hmm.
Furiosa's like she doesn't know what it means, but she like does it too, and you see some kind of relief because I haven't seen the show, but it kind of seemed like that was the first time somebody mourned with her about her mom. She's like, "Well, yeah, I'll do this little hand gesture too, if it means that
Like
much."
grasping at the sky, bringing it to your heart, right? Like
Yeah,
just very
like
simple,
hmm
elegant gesture.
like grasp at the ones you lost and touching your heart. So very cool. They had so much time to write this. It's a solid script, or I guess there's no script. That's a contradiction.
I mean, it had a script, just
Yeah, it wasn't
but the
solid. I
only way
heard
you could
Charlize
really convey the
Theron
movie
was
was
like
through
kind of
the
frustrated.
storyboards.
um, Charlize was frustrated because it would always change. There was no consistent script, and I guess she's just used to that. And um, I don't know.
It
Every
was
Her
movie
her
has
difficult.
their
There's
drama.
a
delivery,
there's a book,
yeah.
Blood and Chrome, that is supposedly pretty exhaustive about the making of the movie, but it was a really difficult shoot apparently.
Yeah, the they filmed in some country, and the country was the
And
government
it
was all
sounded like
upset.
Tom
So
Hardy and Charlize Theron did not get along well
did
together.
not
Yeah,
Apparently,
no.
I guess he was late on a lot of occasions,
he
and
was
He
disrespectful to a lot of
yeah,
reasons. Apparently,
he has a he's a I mean, he just, I don't know if you guys followed, he just had a whole controversy about where he was supposedly fired and then rehired with the show he does for Paramount Plus called Mobland. And he can be a
oh shit.
difficult person apparently to work with. His
prima
process is just
donna,
hard. And she's a very,
traditional.
professional actress. She
Yep.
just, she shows up, she's on time, she's prepared, she does her job.
So I get
And
And
here. There's no script. There's no main actor.
it
But
was also, I mean, they were supposed to shoot in Australia, and in a particular part of Australia that had the right look, and then that area, which was normally desert, all of a sudden had like 100-year rain, and it turned green for the first time in years. And so they're like, well, we can't shoot it here. So they had to pack up all of the fucking vehicles that they had ready to go, and they ended up shipping it all to Africa. I
yeah,
forget which country.
it's like Nabia or something. That Nabini,
Namibia, maybe?
Namibia,
Yeah, I don't remember.
Nabia,
Nambia?
Nambia,
Nambia.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Okay, so they had to pack it all up to there. It's a physically difficult shoot, lots of dust. I mean, I imagine it was supposedly just a hard movie. It's very physical. It's just a hard movie to make. She's
yeah.
wearing this, prosthetic the whole time on her arm.
I mean, I think it paid off.
He's, yeah.
Um, it worked. They had some good direction at least during the chaos. But
How dare you talk bad about Bane?
yeah, the
I
Bane.
think he's fucking brilliant. I mean, he's brilliant in this. He's brilliant in Mobland. I think he's brilliant in almost
Yeah,
everything I've seen him in, including, I think, Bane. But
and including
he's,
Venom too, for that matter. Actually, like well acted, maybe a
yeah, I
dickhead,
think
but hey, it was fun.
he may be a difficult person, but he's a really, really gifted actor, and I don't think he's like a Jared Leto level asshole, but he's, some of these guys with their processes can be, I mean, actors are a particular breed.
yeah.
That is
I
a
mean, you
good
got to
scale to
coddle
judge
them
him
for them
with.
to produce. What's up?
From one to Jared Leto, how much of an asshole is he?
I think that should be the whole standard we always judge actors by.
And that's just the stuff we know
Absolutely.
about and they talk about. There's probably some crazy
From
stuff.
one to Jared Leto. But Yeah,
Well,
I mean, I'm sorry. Go on.
I was gonna pick up when they get to the mother warriors that they were looking for.
Sure.
Um, they they introduce her and they catch up and um they ask him. I can't, Fierce says something like, "I can't wait for my friends or them to see the green place." Like what? Like you must have passed it. You came from the west, and they realize the place with the what was it? The pillars and the architecture, the
Yeah.
ruins.
The dead trees and the
The
water, the
ground
mud
had
water
Yeah,
right.
area.
The
Yeah.
ground had spoiled.
it was when all of it was blue. That was a crazy scene. Like it just blew everything.
Yeah, it was the blue shaded scene,
Yeah.
and they did that twice in the same area too. Like a
Side
little
note,
bit
I
at
know
the
you
other
guys
side was
watched
blue.
the Black and Chrome. Woody did, right?
I didn't.
You
I
didn't?
didn't
Okay.
find it.
Well,
Never
No.
either.
for those
Well,
listening,
why would
there's
you
a
lie to
version
us,
of this
Woody?
movie that is just
But I thought I
highly
might.
stylized. Mm-hmm. So
No, I was.
I've not seen the entire Black and Chrome. I personally think this one I like better in color.
yeah, I think I would too. I haven't seen the Black and Chrome, but the reason the Black and Chrome looks so good is because the original is just so good, like so detailed and shot
Yeah,
well.
and George Miller says it's his preferred version, but I think
Eh,
in this case, I think the color, the use of color in it is real, and design is so good.
yeah, I'm glad they
Like,
did both.
the Doof Warrior without, his red his red onesie. It's just, you know.
Yeah, I wonder how that blue scene looked in the Chrome. Probably Black and Chrome. What am I asking? But I'm glad they did both. They did the one that would generally please majority, and then they did one that appeases the original vision. So
Right.
good on them. Um, they so then yeah, cut fast forward. They realized that the green place is just what dried out. Can't it's all sour. The ground's sour, and they had to
Right.
leave and just desert. So they don't know what the fuck to do. It's a big moment. Furiosa's like, "Oh God, I led them to death," and Max pretty much says, instead of going this way, continuing this way, it's shorter if we just turn around and go back to the Citadel. And they're kind of like, "What do you mean? Like we just left there. They're they're gonna kill us." And but Max is like, "Let's go fuck them up. Like we know that there's no defenses there. They've been chasing us, but if we beat them back, we might be able to take over the Citadel." And he goes after Furiosa's redemption, which gets a half-hearted smile from Charlize
Right.
Theron. She's like, "Show up to work on time, motherfucker," in the back of her head. But and also, I like how they didn't start trusting each other until they had to, like when they were gonna double cross the Raiders, allowing access. Um, right before she told him the code to
Right.
drive the rig, like the kill switch, to evade the kill switch, and then he gave her a shotgun. Then it's just like, we can kill each other, but we're trying to get across this, and it worked out, and now they trust him at the end of the movie to follow him in the chaos and battle, and it's a huge last stand for a lot of characters.
Yeah, a couple of the mothers die.
Yeah, the old lady with the seeds that had a vision of she had a beautiful
The
vision of replanting just
the
foliage
big
and
climactic chase scene as opposed to the build-up chase scene that preceded it.
yeah,
Right.
the chase scene that was the intro to the chase scene. Um, Pretty amazing. I think by now we should mention that the war boy is helping the women. He's kind of like given up on his religion, and he wants to see
Heretic.
this he wants to see
Fucking
this
heretic.
mission through.
Redheads will do that to you, dude.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say a hot woman, being nice to him.
Oh, dude, he's fucking smoking, right?
Yeah.
Right.
If you ever looking to break your childhood constraints, just bond with somebody else. So, yeah, I mean, I hate to say it again, but another epic chase scene with a lot of explosions and metal and just shots, and they like to zoom in. See, even like the travel scenes, they have really good cinematography of just zooming in into the intake. Just things to look for. There's not a dull moment in this 2 hour movie. Mm.
There's not. It moves
Yeah, when
really
this came out, I'm
relentlessly.
like, this was the best action movie in the past 10 years that wasn't a
Yeah,
superhero movie. Like, and
without
I stand
question.
by that. Like, there's been better ones since then. Well, I mean, there's been good ones since then, but this really stuck out in a sea of comedies and superhero movies.
It's on a lot of lists of, best movies of the 21st century. I mean, it's high on those lists.
Hmm.
Rolling Stone, New York Times. You can look up. I think Rolling Stone has it in the top 10. New York Times has it as number 11. So I mean, it's a yeah. I mean, its regard goes well beyond that of of an action movie. And in an era, as you said, of like superhero movies, which are so CGI dependent, it really
Yeah, they're on the
uses.
island with their own.
Again, it's got CGI. It's got a lot of compositing work, really amazing compositing work. But almost everything you see is actually people recorded on by cameras,
Yeah.
and then they're just cleverly like composited to make it look a little bit more intense. But
The I like how they didn't waste any time like killing spoilers. They killed the main antagonist,
Oh my god.
Incontinent
Dang it.
Joan. But they didn't waste any time, man. Like when it was his time to go, they just literally ripped his fucking face off and he was
yes,
done. Like Furiosa gets on the side of the Giga Hog and gets to the window and puts a chain on his mask that keeps him alive or it helps him breathe clean. And the other chain gets wrapped in his wheel spokes. Pretty It's almost like dying by your own sword kind of thing. Like it was an
yep,
honorable death. Hmm.
And then Rictus Erectus jumps on top of the fucking truck and rips the fucking engine out. So
What a
metal.
badass.
He didn't even have his daily dose of steroids. That was passion.
Rictus Erectus, such a
I
great
know
name.
that it's such a great name. That's why I keep repeating it. 'Cause it's like I
Yeah,
went and
it's
looked it up
Yeah.
earlier,
fantastic.
and it's like
It's almost like
they don't even say it.
that biggest thickest.
Biggest, thickest.
Biggest thickest. Yes.
And a rictus like grin is that like your face is peeling back and your teeth are showing and you're like grit, everything is grit and hard.
Hmm.
And so like think of that as an erection. That's basically what they were saying that guy was.
Just like a chaotic, vile smile looking for sex.
Have you ever seen a one-eyed snake give you a rictus grin, son?
That's funny. That's my
Yeah.
my One Eye Snakes is my motorcycle club I'm a part of
Mm-hmm.
right now. So dude's face comes off, and they say he's dead. He's dead, and it's just silence. They don't even have music. The engine's kind of soften. Um, it was almost like a moment of respite. They just took a breath. Um, they're going back, and then Mister Erectus comes out of nowhere, and wants to kill the war dog trader that's now helping them. And I'll just say it like he's on the hood, so everyone but the war dog is in the tanker, right, or the main car, and then the war dog's by himself driving behind them, and Erectus jumps on the hood and it's like starting shit, trying to kill people,
And
And
we did kind of forget to mention that during the scuffle with the pole, the guys on the Cirque du Soleil poles on top of the cars and all the other shit, that Furiosa had gotten stabbed,
mm,
and the blood bag piece where Max still had the gear to transfer blood hooked to him,
yeah, that was
came
beautiful
back into
actually.
play, which was a nice little Chekhov's gun there. I appreciated the callback, if you will, to
Yeah,
make that
like, well,
come
I
to
had
full
this
circle
tube
story.
coming out. They called me a universal blood bag.
Yep,
Let me just
the
infuse
blood
this
donor.
blood, and I'll stab her in the chest to help her collapse her lung. Just
Right,
archaic
because that
stuff.
was, I would say, instead of Immortan Joe's death, that her survival was actually the big climax of the movie, because that was the big what if at that
Yeah,
point, right? Like,
they need a new leader. Shit.
after propping Joe's body on the front of his own vehicle like a fucking trophy deer.
Mhm. Um, yeah, no, good point. She's incapacitated at this moment, so they're kind of panicking. They got this dude trying to kill them on the hood of the other car. They're trying to keep their loved one alive, but
It was a
they're
really intense action scene. I mean, it was really good. That entire, when by the time from the mothers joined them to the entire chase back, like the whole thing was intense, well choreographed. So many
yeah,
vehicles and stunt people
story
happening. People
development.
falling
Sorry.
off of vehicles and rolling under vehicles and falling into the sands. And I mean, the stunt work. Side note, like top notch. All kudos to all those guys. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's a good point. They went all out. Like that goes back to the no CGI thing. It was all
Hmm.
real cars and real people flying, but probably superimposed, like doing it with a green string and then putting them in there, like that Daddy said. Um, they where was I going? Oh yeah. So I keep going back to this scene because I want to make a point. Erectus is on the hood. War Dog is like, "What do I do?" And he ends up pointing at the redhead that he fell in love with. And he's like, "Witness me." And then he just veers off and he crashes and sacrifices himself to kill Erectus. And my thing is, did he just have to slam on the brakes? Like this dude really, really wanted to die on the battlefield. Like,
Hmm. Hmm.
like you thought he was kind of he made a turn towards more rational thinking, but he was like, "I'm still gonna die on the battlefield, babe."
It was still an obvious sacrifice. Well, and also, I mean, he was still going to die soon. He still had his tumors. That wasn't
He
magically
only had
cured.
a half life, as they say at the
Oh
beginning.
yeah,
The
because the
the war
radiation.
boys
But
only have a half
I
life.
still would have thought he knew he had so much life left to live with that girl that fancied him. I don't know,
Well, he
but
was
I think
trying
that
to
was more
save
of meant
her,
to,
and yeah.
true.
like, he fell for it, but I think it was more of meant of like, this is the only moment he gets, so he's, trying to savor it and trying to enjoy it and trying to like be bold about it, as
Yeah,
opposed to.
yeah. The slam on the brakes though, that would have been fine too. No.
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
Rictus
Well,
was tough to kill.
now they're really all dead, right? Like the whole army that went out
Yep.
to retrieve them is just dead, and they're going back. And um, does anyone before we get to the ending and the crescendo of it all? Does anyone have anything to add throughout the whole movie or final thoughts?
I mean, did you want to talk about the ending first and then final thoughts, or do you want to go into final thoughts?
Well, I mean, the ending could really much be wrapped up in two sentences.
Okay.
They get back. Max, well, okay, they'll count my sentences now. They get back. Max throws the dead body of Morton on, well, Cotton at Joe, and everybody chants, let them up, referring to Furiosa and the women,
Right.
and they get led up by probably the only, um,
By the workers,
yeah, the
by the
workers and like
people
his son,
without
his
permission.
deformed son. They're probably the only ones of the throne, if you will, of Morton Joe left, and they let him up. And
Right.
um, the important part of this is Max kind of falls into the crowd and just gives a nod to Furiosa, and they just leave. And Max is a fucking cowboy, dude. Like we just watched Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, but
Hmm.
man, this had so much better like travel scene. And I know it's like decades ahead of the other of the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, but the travel scenes meant something. You didn't want to look away, and you still got the Maverick cowboy effect with him not being a great character. Like he didn't really take an innocent life. Um, he's chasing demons, but he's doing all
But
right.
also, the unacknowledged hero is a big part of his character. Like you were saying, in the end, he's a legend. He shows up, does a fucking thing, and then vanishes into the
Yep.
desert.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what he said, he's like the Folktown hero throughout the campfire stories.
Yep.
Right.
All
I
right,
mean, there's
now,
that other Western trope of the people who, do the saving, come back, Shane, and then they move on because they are not meant to be domesticated.
they are lone wolves, but they also
Right.
have a pack when they need it.
Well, I mean, like I said, the kind of the repetition with these films is he helps people find a home so they can be safer, but he
And then
is not.
protects him from some like
Right.
odious, ridiculous,
He
violent
rides off
gang
them as
that's
Right,
fences.
trying
but
to
he
take over territory.
himself can't join them in their domestic safety. He is meant to
Yeah,
wander the wasteland.
I'm
And that
fire.
that
You
was
stay with you, you
basically
get
how the
burned.
second one and the third one both ended. And now this one is okay. You've found safety and something of a home, and I'm gonna continue on my journey.
I'm going to be honest, I wouldn't mind seeing more, films set in the universe without Max necessarily, right? Like Max can be an incidental
Yeah.
character as another legend maker or whatever, but
Mhm.
I really liked Furiosa as a follow-up because it, like y'all had said earlier, um, stands out as having a really full story arc and really
Hmm.
well written, really well thought out with how it all kind of played out. And
Is there somebody
anyway,
Yeah,
but we're
talking
not
that I'm
talking about
not
I
that
think
right
hearing?
it.
now.
I think it's Furiosa is great. I mean, it does right. I mean, what's interesting about this is it's a Mad Max movie, but he's really not the main character. It
At all.
still
Yeah.
is really
He, he
Furiosa's
didn't really give a
movie.
shit about
Yep.
those women until they warmed up to him. Like
He
Furiosa
barely
was,
talks.
uh,
He's right. He's not. He's yeah. He's not the one who's really heroic throughout the movie. And his character is minimally developed through it. So
He's a
I'd
hero
say
by
it's
circumstance at best. Yeah.
yeah. It's really Furiosa's movie,
Who
and
has
he just kind of
massive
helps out.
PTSD.
yeah,
Yeah.
hallucinations. But that could just be the
And they
cancer he
really
hasn't found yet.
again don't delve into his they really just hint at a backstory with the little quick flashbacks at the beginning
Yeah.
of his
Especially
little
that one
Just to
girl.
get
scene where
you
all
to want
the
more.
all the people walking toward him, accusing him, and then their
Right.
skulls kind of flashing overlay. Like that was a great scene to explain what he is being haunted by. But
Yeah,
again,
Right.
such a quick little
regret.
exposition. Just they show you, they don't tell you, and it carries on.
A couple of just interesting technical things that I really appreciate about this film is one of the things that George Miller talked about that he did with this one is a lot of the action is centered, so it would allow him to cut really fast, and you always understand what's going on in the frame.
Hmm.
A lot of time compositionally, people will frame characters, like on the thirds of the frame, so they're a
Hmm.
little bit to the right or a
That's
bit to the
really cool.
left.
Hmm.
And when you cut back and forth in an action scene, one of the big problems with a lot of directors is you lose track of where characters are, and
Yep.
it can be really disorienting because you're looking back and forth and back and forth. And in this,
Wild camera panning where you don't know which direction
right,
you're looking from anymore, and yeah.
if you watch some
Uh,
of the scenes, you'll see that the characters are always in the middle, and then when they cut between them, it stays that way. So you just stay really oriented, and you're just um, it works really beautifully as a technical thing. Another thing that
Do
I just always found interesting with this one is that you guys talked about the color. He said cinematographers, a big part of their job is just making sure that, shots match from one to the next.
yeah.
And one of the things that he said he drove a cinematographer crazy with was he said, don't worry about it. He says, the computer can match it. It doesn't have to match in the camera. We'll
yeah.
fix it. So he's like, just keep moving, keep moving. If the colors don't line up, and so
Get the
they,
shot. Yep.
yeah. So he really did a lot. He had a lot of faith in the computers from the perspective of the color grading and of being able to make it so these scenes that take place in this bright. I mean, it's not easy to shoot
Yeah. No,
in
I mean
bright
setting it
sun and
up
make
and
sure
like
things
doing it
get
in time
matched. It
before you
just,
lose
yeah.
daylight is tough. I know cameramen that explained to me that they can light a scene without looking at it because they use the scope on their camera. It's like an instrument they can use, and
Mhm.
they helps them get the right lighting. And but it's nothing without the color grading and color correcting at the end. Um, that's a good point
Yeah.
about keeping everything center frame because you watch John Wick, and nothing against John Wick, they're great movies, but it's just really fast, and you're watching the right side of the screen, and then the next scene it's on the left side, and
Right.
you're yeah, which
Yeah, I mean, if you rewatch, some of the action scenes in this, you'll see that he does that, and and you'll realize, oh wow, that really did make it easier to follow it. So, I mean, he's just a brilliant technical director. Um, Another fun fact that I always appreciate with these movies is that George Miller was actually trained as a doctor and worked, if I
oh,
remember, as an ER doctor,
just for
and it was
set or
that was his original, what he originally went to school for and
oh,
trained for before he transitioned to filmmaking. And the original inspiration um, for this was, him working. I think he was working as an EMT on car. You do car accidents and the like, and just seeing the violence of, car accidents inspired Mad Max, and that's why you have all the violence and vehicular mayhem. Anyway, I just always found that interesting about him.
Do we want to do final thoughts?
I'll call anyone want to say something else about the movie. We had the abandoned satellites that are just shooting stars now, and apparently people think, oh, everybody back in the day had a show. Everyone had a show. A show's still a thing. Um, I really want to watch Furiosa now because of the just seeing this again. Because when I watched this, Furiosa was just like a myth, like oh they might do it. But now watching it again, I want to get more into the world building and just everything about it. Um, yeah, we covered a lot. It was a crazy ride, and thanks for taking it with me, guys. Furiosa on the Fury Road. Um, I'm gonna say again. I think watching it again is the same as watching it the first time. It doesn't change. This is a solid movie. Once again, everybody listening, like we don't do it justice just describing the action. The action is worth it because it keeps you captivated and there's story developing as it happens. But I love it. There's 2 hours of greatness. We're probably going to go enjoy our holiday weekend, 4th of July. Everyone
Oh,
be
that sounds
safe.
unappealing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to
Skeet,
rebrand
skeet,
it.
skeet.
Oh, you should be talking, bro.
Just a weekend long of just lying everywhere, lying, and well, you get the idea. But yeah,
No, no,
abs-
explain it some more.
I'll explain that this has been absolute Jizima cinema. And thanks for joining. The next one to pick is Goose, and I'm going to end it at that, a cliffhanger.
Hey.